Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson here with another video, and today I am talking about the 7-Eleven logo. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. On Reddit, I saw a post from a designer basically talking about the 7-Eleven logo and how it's filled with lots of faults. This is kind of like similar to the Google logo, and I wanted to make a video this week not having a joke about it, but just giving you some things that I've learned from this logo. Some of the things that the Redditors were talking about were the fact that the actual logo isn't fully centered and certain parts of it don't really mathematically add up, as well as the most known uppercase and lowercase letters in the same logo. Now, these things you may look at and just think for a second, okay, and then you'll look at it again and notice that there's capital letters with all the other letters apart from the N at the end, and you'll notice that N at the end is a lowercase letter, and you'll be kind of like, oh yeah, that is a lowercase letter. How did they pull that off? Well, I'm here to tell you today that these things, again, I don't think are mistakes. I'm looking online and I've never seen a 7-Eleven in my life. I live in the UK. I'm not too sure if they have 7-Elevens here, but I see them on TV when I'm watching American programs, and I've done some research and the logo has been with them since 1969. Before you guys start thinking that I'm just going to be slating this logo, I am not slating it. I don't really slate anyone's logo. I just want to learn from them. So here's 7 things that I've learned about the 7-Eleven logo. The first thing I've learned is to go against the grain. To be truly creative and to truly make an impact in the logo design industry, we need to go against the norm and go against what people expect from a logo. This is something that's really difficult to do because we are trained to follow rules. Now, I've just started painting, and the reason why I started painting was so I could really just break the rules and the regulations of typography and logo design. And since then, I've been creating things that are kind of breaking the rules. And after seeing this logo, I've been able to understand how these rules are broken, going against the grain creatively and going against the grain with rules in place or what people expect of the logo. I think these things are really key to go against sometimes and to know when to go against them. It allows you to come up with new concepts that you never thought you would ever come up with, and it allows you to be the trendsetter in the industry that you're in. The second thing that I've learned, especially with this logo design, is great design is silent. If you're a freelancer or a human being, for example, you want to create stuff that is seen and that people go, wow, look at that, that looks amazing. We all want that recognition. We all want that kind of someone going, wow. You know, I used to base my successes on my projects when someone went, wow. Kind of like how I base my YouTube success on the amount of views I get on a video, which means more payment, which means a better life for me. But this quote, I'm not too sure where it comes from, but great design is literally silent. If you look at the 7-Eleven logo, as I've said before, there is caps on all of the letter forms aside from the N at the end. Why was this done? Was it because they wanted just to add a bit of a design flair? No, I think it's because it looks better and it is read better. A lot of the Redditors have been saying that the actual 7 is kind of like rounded and it follows the swoosh of the roundedness of the 7. Whereas if you had an uppercase N on the 11 logo, then it would be too rigid and it wouldn't follow the flow. It would have still worked, but it may not have looked as good. And this is something that I've never really realized before, that if you showed me this logo, I wouldn't have said, why is that got a lowercase n? I would just say, yeah, that's the 7-Eleven logo, and I wouldn't have even given a second thought. That is why good design is silent. We've never even noticed these things. I've learned that the signs that you see on the road that just tell you where to go, or the applications to tell you where to go, like, you know, maps and stuff on your phone, when you are easily able to navigate them and just have a quick glance and still look at the road whilst you're driving, that is great design. It is so silent, no one talks about it, they just expect it, and it's so easy for the brain to consume. The third thing that I've learned from the 7-Eleven logo, and I've also learned it from the Google logo, is mathematically centering isn't always optically centering. If you go to Illustrator and you're creating a logo, we'll always center things by using the align function. So we always align the objects to the center of the artboard or a certain image. The problem with this is that sometimes it doesn't work. As I explained in the Google logo, all the G's and the O's in actual font are overshot. All the G's and O's overshoot to compensate and to optically make the logo look correct. The same is for alignment. If you see the 7-Eleven logo, it isn't actually aligned. It's not optically aligned. The E is not optically aligned with the actual 7, the orange part of it, and it's not even fully centered, but the eye sees it as centered. So I've learned not to trust my align feature all the time, but to trust my eyes more, and to know that, you know, if I see it better in this certain alignment, then I'm going to keep it at that alignment. The fourth thing that I learned is symmetry isn't everything. A lot of logo designs are kind of balanced and symmetrical. The 7-Eleven logo, on the other hand, isn't balanced or symmetrical to the point of what I would be classed as satisfied with. But yet again, it surprises me, just looking and studying this logo after all you guys on Reddit were talking about it, that it doesn't have to be symmetrical. Symmetry isn't everything. This is what I've learned. You can create something so functional and easy as just to have a quick glance and know what it is, and it works. Symmetry doesn't have to be there in your designs, and that's something that I regret saying, that you have to have a symmetrical logo. The fifth thing that I've learned, which is kind of a general point, is sometimes it just works. Some people were pointing out that the 7-Eleven logo, the little arch inside it, isn't actually consistent in space, and it doesn't align to the top of the 7. No one's really seen this before until, well, they probably have, but they haven't posted about it before until now, because people are looking into the logo. Maybe we designers, all of us, can be guilty of like looking at work and overanalyzing it and making sure everything is consistently in weight and consistently mathematically and all these sorts of things that we just don't really realize that if it works, it works. The sixth thing that I've learned is that good design just passes you by. This logo is so simple, yet so complicated in the way that it was probably made. The people that made these decisions for a reason, and kudos to them, because they flipping made a really cool logo. It's not something that I would brand myself with. It's not colors that I particularly like, but the functionality of it is the art of it. And you know, if I was walking down the street, it would just pass me by, but it gets me to know what the name of the store is. It lets me know more about the company and why it's there. The fact that it's so cleverly made makes me ecstatic. And finally, number 7, it's okay to break the rules. When you know the rules of design, you are able to more likely break them. And I think sometimes us designers need to just have a day where we break the rules. Like I said at the start of the video, I just started painting. Nothing fancy, just abstract art where I can just literally get some paper or paint on a canvas and literally just paint for no reason, just to get paint on the canvas. And this has given me so much freedom in the way that I can create something, that it's given me a bit more boldness when it comes to going outside the box in a logo design, or going outside the box in a business card design, changing the way that people perceive logo designs and why they're created. It is okay to sometimes break the rules. You can see it in the 7-Eleven logo that the logo isn't centered. There's a few things that, you know, designers wouldn't hold to forcefully, but in practice, as you can see here, it works really well, and I think it's very clever. I just want to give a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you're a designer looking for clients and you need a place to put your portfolio, or whether you're just wanting to blog about your life or your job, Squarespace is the platform for you. It allows you to create a website so quickly and easily at an affordable price that looks professional, and it doesn't take a wizard to actually design it. I sell brushes on there, and I have a contact form on there. I made the website look really nice for any clients going on there, and it just works. I don't have to worry about my web designer fixing the design of the website because it's so easy for me to do. If you'd like 10% off Squarespace, then click that link down in the description below, and it'll help support the channel and keep these videos coming to you every time I upload. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.